Good morning and welcome to another episode of Dinosaurs Mysteries. Big Cats in the UK, I'm not sure what episode this is, but obviously we're going to talk about the illegal releases of the lynx that were discovered in Scotland. So I'm not specifically going to go into who exactly could have done it, because it could have been anyone. But they were allegedly released from a private reserve into the wild. Believably, activists that want to get lynx into the wild took matters into their own hands and let them escape. That's a theory. Don't know if that's the actual truth. But the release of the lynx and how fast the capture was afterwards has sparked a lot of debates within the Big Cats in the UK community. So I just want to go over some of those questions and the points that some people are making. So the main one is how were they found so quickly? And a lot of other people in these groups and forums have pretty much the same answer as myself. These were cats in captivity. So they're not used to being in the wild. They're not used to a massive ground of terrain to roam. They probably have a feeding time. You know, they are fed. They don't have to hunt in captivity. They have quite a very routine and a bounded area. That's my guess. I don't know exactly what reserve or where they come from, but these were captive animals, so they weren't used to fending for themselves in the wild. So they probably didn't stray too far when they were released, and that led to them being captured quite easy. So that has sparked up more questions. Saying, well, if these were captured so easily and they were seen on video and, you know, close up, then why all of these hundreds or even thousands of big cats in the UK sightings, why aren't we seeing more of big cats, you know, more close up and get better and easier videos and images of them? And again, people debate the answers to this question, and it's basically because the ones that are out in the UK are wild. They have been there wild. So the way I think about it, when the Dangerous Animal Act kicked in the late 70s, you know, many big cats were released. I'll say allegedly, because some people who were watching this might not even believe that there are big cats in the UK. But there is so many witnesses and so many people with stories and encounters, etc., that I think big cats. I don't think big cats in the UK is that far-fetched now. I think it's becoming quite a common thing for more people getting on board with, you know what, they probably are here. Anyway, when they were released in the late 70s, I think some of them probably didn't make it in the wild. Some of them probably died, but not all of them. And I feel like the ones that did make it in the wild when they were released in the late 70s would have mated with another big cat that had been released. And then it would be their cubs would then be introduced to the world in the wild of the UK, whereverabouts they were. So then their young would then be a proper wild cat, which is how they will then survive, because they were born in the wild and that's all they know. All they know is to be wild. So the more domesticated or unwild the cat is, so a cat in captivity will not do well in the wild. Some of them might, but some of them might not. That's just unfortunate. So the cats that have been in captivity for most of their life or all their life will not do well in the wild. So those are the cats that are more likely to be found quickly, and you could probably get a picture of them relatively close up, and they could be captured, well, as we know, within hours. Cats that have lived in the wild and then captured will have more chances of surviving in the wild. And then obviously, if there are big cats in the UK, which I think most of us agree that there are, those big cats from decades ago that have had cubs, those cubs will be wild cats in the truest form, because they would have been born in the wild and therefore they would have grown up, potentially had cubs of their own, and decades have gone by. And that's why we still see big cats in the UK now, because well, it's been generations since people released them illegally back in the late 70s. So yeah, it's very interesting. I've watched a lot of things about, you know, lynxes potentially being reintroduced to the UK, specifically Scotland, over the last, not just a few years, over the last 10 years. And allegedly the people that released these from a private reserve, don't know what private reserve these lynx were in, but these were activists, animal activists that wanted the lynx to be reintroduced back into Scotland a lot sooner, and that's why they went and, I don't know, broke in, set them free. Again, I don't know the ins and outs of where they come from, but it just sparked up some interesting questions, and I just wanted to put my points out there. So yeah, let me know what you think. Has it made you question anything, or has it cleared anything up for you with these lynx being released and then being found really quickly? Or do you just think, you know what, they were in captivity, so they were going to get captured quickly because they didn't know what to do in the wild because they're not used to it. Anyway, that's it. It was worth a video. That's my alien NECA figure. That is one of many action figures. They're all upstairs, but I wasn't going to bring them down just for the video. So that one I got for Christmas. So anyway, please like, share and subscribe. I don't just do Big Cats in the UK videos. I do anything from other I do cryptids, paranormal, myths, folklore, tales, even history stuff. Yeah, anyway, like, share, subscribe, and stay safe.